I've never really been one for following big celebrities on social media. The only celebrity that I follow is Sharon Garner from Sunseat and Selling Houses, and I personally would call her more of a minor celebrity. But I just think she's a really nice, lovely, warm, chatty, friendly sort of person, and I don't mind when her posts pop up, so I've given her a follow. But on my Facebook, I started noticing posts that were popping up by Fern Cotton, and I found myself starting to read some of them, and I could sort of like start relating to some of the things that she was putting, and I just kind of like looked at the way she was doing her posts, and I just really started liking what I was seeing. And so I gave her a follow. And one of her posts, she was sort of like mentioning about having this conversation with a therapist. And I just thought that was really quite vulnerable, because she has got a huge following on social media. And to put it out there on social media that you're in therapy, I just thought that was very brave and very, like I say, vulnerable for her to do that. So I thought, right, I'm gonna give her a follow, because I want to see what other posts pop up and see if I keep liking what I'm seeing. And I saw a post the other day that she put on, and this post was about the term self-improvement. Now, this really caught my eye, because this is something that I consider myself to be doing. I'm on a self-improvement journey, self-awareness, self-discovery, call it what you want. Now, she was saying, as far as she's concerned, she does not like this terminology, and it can do one. She feels that this terminology makes you feel as though you are broken and that things need to be fixed. And I kind of like, I started reading this post, and I started finding myself agreeing with what she was saying. And I had to kind of like stop myself and really sit and think about this for a minute or two. Because as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing wrong with the word self-improvement. But she was saying, you know, she still wants to keep learning. She still wants to keep growing. She wants to spend time with her loved ones, doing things that matter, getting rid of all the shit that is not important, and just letting go of anything that doesn't need to be in your kind of like life. And that's kind of like what I think I started agreeing with, because I agree with all of that. For me, it's just the bit where she was saying about the phrase self-improvement. I don't mind the terminology at all. I personally don't think there is anything wrong in terms of using it and then thinking it's about people that need fixing and that they're broken. That them words don't enter into my mind. They don't enter into my vocabulary. I don't put the two together. But it was interesting for me to see it from another person's point of view. And I think that is also something that we should do. We should listen to what other people think about the things that we think about. And we can agree with some of what people think and maybe not agree with others. And like I say, I don't have anything wrong with using the word self-improvement. I see it as more of an umbrella sort of terminology for learning, like I say, for growing. There are things about myself that I know that I can improve on and would like to change. I don't think I'm broken because of that. There are things in my life that I would like to change and do different. Again, I don't feel like my life is broken, but I do think it's good to keep wanting to keep learning and to keep growing. And there are times when, if I feel stuck, or if I feel frustrated, or if things don't go the way that I want them to do, if I use that terminology, self-improvement, to me, it just keeps me focused and going in the right direction. And I can stop myself and say, no, I'm not going in that direction. I'm going in this one. That's where I'm headed. And for me, it's like a focus for me just to keep heading towards that way. But I just wondered what other people think about that terminology, self-improvement or self-awareness, or like I say, self-discovery. Is it something that you agree with? Either way, do you think it's a terminology that is bad, that it does signify that people are broken and need fixing? Is it something that is more like my thinking, that it helps, it's just a word, it's just a focus? Or are you like, it's not anything that I've ever really considered either way, it's not something that, you know, enters into my vocabulary? But it'd be interesting to know what people think, so let me know. I'd really like to hear your thoughts. It's always, like I say, I think it's important to listen to other people's opinions, and just seeing if there's anything about your own thinking that needs addressing, really. And you can always learn something, can't you, from someone else's opinions and their thoughts and whatnot. So I'll be interested to see what else she does put on her posts. But yeah, I was quite intrigued by that. Like I say, I wouldn't have considered myself a fan of Fern Cotton. She's just someone what's always been on the telly. She's always been a bit of a character. But I think she's kind of like maybe really grown up. I don't know. And that's why I've started noticing her. Or whether she just started becoming really quite relatable. I don't know. But anyway, thanks for listening. But yeah, what's your thoughts? Really like to hear them. Bye for now.